Welcome, all. It's time for another exciting edition of the show with no name on Vaughn Radio. And I hope you guys are ready to rock and roll. We've got an awesome show lined up, preparado. So, everybody, hold on to your hats because it's time for liftoff.
T minus
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, come on.
Ignition.
Come on, guys. I need all your energy here, please. Let's get this thing off the ground. Let's go.
Get ready. Hold on to your hats. Strap on your seatbelt. Fasten your seatbelts. Hold on to your hats. Get
Ready for the ride of your life.
The show with no name time on Vaughn Radio.
It's a show with no name. The show with no name. Let's go. Show with no name. Show with no name. Oh yeah. That's right, amigos. Welcome to another exciting edition of The Show with No Name. All right, it's not called that. Well, it doesn't really have a name. You can call this show whatever you want. Just make sure you come here ready to have some fun, to laugh, and to learn. And I know you guys were in good hands with my buddy Fitz and his program, No Excuses. Remember, after today's program, we've got Ximena Holiday. I know, she's not live yet, but you want to get warmed up, right? And I know you guys are going to give her a huge welcome, a warm welcome when she returns. That's right, she's just a few days away from returning. I'm talking about the one and only, the magical Ximena Holiday. She'll be back on the air on Monday. That's right, Test Your English, 12:30 on Vaughn Radio, right after the show with no name. So just stay tuned on the Vaughn Radio app, and this way you never, ever miss a beat. No te pierdes ni una. Just a quick reminder too, guys, find out more information. But in March, we're going to be one of the centers certified, that's right, certified centers of the Oxford Test of English. And I think it's brilliant. ¿Qué tiene que ver la Universidad de Oxford con Vaughan? Pues muchísimo. Es una alegría anunciar que Vaughan ha sido certificado como centro examinador de Oxford Test of English. A partir del próximo mes de marzo 2023, podrás hacer los exámenes de Oxford Test of English en los centros de Vaughan. Si quieres más información sobre esta iniciativa de Vaughan y Oxford, puedes ver más en nuestra página web, grupovaughan.com. O bien síguenos en redes sociales para más información. Oxford Test of English con Vaughan. Brilliant! That's right, folks. Find out more at our website. The website is grupovaughan.com. grupovon.com. Remember, you can also follow us on social media. This way, you'll get tons of content. You'll find out about special events going on in the Vaughn world, and you'll do really well in our pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Yeah. Let's go. Hands up. Pop quiz. Whoa, this is a roller coaster. Pop quiz. Whoa. Pop quiz. Help. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. That's right, folks. That's right. It's our pop quiz. And before we get started, a nice round of applause for all of my students, independientemente, regardless of whether you're always in the top 3 who are answering and participating. I mean, each and every one of you, keep up the great work. Thank you for the comments that I get constantly on social media. Thank you so much. It's really, really kind. I wake up every morning. I'm like, oh, how nice. So thank you. Also, if you'd like to send me a message, send me and your fellow students a message. It's really, really simple. All you have to do is go over to, well, wherever you record messages on your phone. I imagine you can do it on WhatsApp or voice notes. And you can send that to my email, my work email, which is, jot this down, alonso@grupovon.com. So jot that down and send us a voice message. I see we've got a message here today, but let's do our pop quiz first. If I go out of order sometimes, I can get pretty confused. I can get pretty mixed up. So, my amigos, we'll start with our pop quiz, but we do have a message. I'm eager to find out who it is. If you would like to leave us a message, you can do that really simply, and that's just send me that voice note. Keep it at a minute, share something, and you can send it to alonso@grupovon.com. All right, another reason you should follow us on social media, aside from the pop quiz and keeping up with what's going on in the Vaughn world, you'll also know that we have a trivia night. Yeah, baby. Hosted by Guy Williams from Western Civilization. Guy Williams. Guy Williams. Guy Williams. Guy Williams. On radio, trivia night on radio, trivia night on radio, trivia night. It's March 1st at Real Madrid. Real Madrid. Said Real Madrid. Trivia night. Yeah. That's right, folks. The funk soul version. It's Vaughn Radio Trivia Night. March 1st, I'll be there. My wife, we're making plans to be there. We'll see. Fingers crossed. We hope to see you there. It's at Roll Madrid. It's Calle de Amañal 23. And it's a brewery, cerveceria. But don't worry, you can bring the kids too because, well, there's other stuff to drink. And there's tons of yummy food as well. It's Roll Madrid. March 1st, 8:30 p.m., Vaughn Radio Trivia Night, hosted by Guy Williams. And that bar, one of the partners, uno de los socios, is Kyle Miller, which is interesting because Kyle Miller gives us today's pop quiz. So here we go, folks. You simply have to translate this. Haremos eso solo como último recurso. Okay? Haremos eso solo como último recurso. That is your pop quiz. It comes from Kyle Miller's Twitter translation, which is on the Drive Time Show. You can catch the Drive Time Show every evening on the drive home, or you can catch it wherever you listen to podcasts. Also, I just dropped, it's every Friday, you got a fresh new episode. Well, I just dropped an episode of FYI on entrepreneurship. So if you're interested in getting that episode, which I think most of you are already following the podcast, all you have to do is the same way you would follow a Vaughn podcast, hit follow, and you'll get a notification every time there's a new episode. And this week, if you're following me on social media, I'm going to show you guys, I'm going to have an Easter egg this week. So normally, the bonus part is exclusively for the students in my community, my online community. But this week, it'll be exclusively for explorers because I'm going to put it somewhere and you've got to find it. Ooh, stay tuned for more details. All right, so the pop quiz. Haremos eso solo como último recurso. And you know what? I don't know about you guys. I feel like I'm missing something. Coffee? No. I had 2 cups of Joe. Es una forma de café. If you didn't know that, you haven't listened to the episode of FYI on coffee. So I had 2 cups of Joe. I had breakfast. I'm not missing that. Oh, I know what I'm missing. A beat. There it is. Now we're talking. Ahora sí. Let's go on over to our chat room, amigos. I see we got so many amigos joining us here, ready to have some fun and ready to party and learn some English, too. To boot, también. To boot es también. Además, there's Chris Valrol. What's up, Chris? She says, good morning, dear people. Happy Friday and happy birthday to your lovely Diana. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And that's right. Happy birthday, baby. Maybe the best birthday present for my wife would be me not singing. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I will make sure she checks this out later on. Kubla says, how y'all doing, good-natured pals? You sound and look better. Speedy recovery, huh? Well, as I said, I don't focus on the fact that I'm sick. In fact, when I told you guys I wasn't complaining, I was telling you just to explain the mucus thing, I've worked my ass off this week, so. Sick? I don't know. Maybe just the voice, but I'm all right. I'm fine. I haven't stopped all week, and last night I finished up working around 9 p.m. So yeah, life goes on, guys. And I'm still stuffed up, but I feel fine. I feel fucking great. There's Laura. Speaking of great, one of our greatest students. She says, good morning, wonderful show with no namers. TGIF, let's hit the ground running. Vamos a empezar a mil. Let's hit the ground running. A todo gas. Happy birthday to Diana. Ladies, thank you, thank you, thank you. You are so sweet. It's magical. Thank you. Very thoughtful. Born to Iron Man says, what's up, buddies? How's it going, Born? Now we can officially start. I always feel like we can't kick off until Born to Iron Man is here, present, and also my dad, right on his heels there. Did you guys come to class together today? What's up, Dad? He says, good morning, Alberto, friends and family. Greetings from Greenwood Lake, New York. Happy birthday, Diana. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm saying thank you on her behalf. Nihad says, happy birthday, Diana. Wishing you a day that is as special in every way as you are. And as he is your lovely husband, Mr. Alberto. Thank you. That was a nice compliment for both of us. Lupe says, good morning, friends. Happy birthday to Diana. Thank you so much, Lupe. You guys are so sweet. Monse, hi guys. Happy B-Day, D. Bueno, las amigas le llaman D. And you too. Have a great weekend. Oh yeah, we're off to Portugal, baby. Lisbon. I'm excited. Really excited. Lisbon, Portugal. Let's see. J. Lima says, hello, Double A and Co. Let's see. Kubla says, I've always thought attending AA sessions would enhance my English skills. Well, I hope so. I hope that's true. Let's see. The first person to participate in our pop quiz is Born to Iron Man, and he's going to take a stab at this translation. So Kyle says, haremos eso solo como último recurso. And Born to Iron Man says, we'll do that as a last resort. Oh, yeah. Nice job. Nice job, Born to Iron Man. It's a really cool song, by the way. Maybe you've heard it. Rockers. Where are my rockers? Cut my life into pieces. This is my last resort. Suffocation, no breathing. Don't give a fuck if I come out. Great song. As I said, I'm congested, but listen to the original. It's awesome. Papa Roach is the name of the group, and it's This is my last resort. Suffocation, no breathing. It's very, very cool. It's one of these songs that'll pump you up. So Born to Iron Man, wonderful. We'll do that as a last resort. Let's see. Laura says we'll do that only as a last resort. Awesome. Laura, always on it. It's interesting, guys. Isn't that funny? A resort. It's a place where you go on holiday. So we'll go to that. Ahí tenéis un double trouble. We'll go to that resort only as a last resort. Y es interesante. Fijaos en esa S. Suena como S o Z. We'll go to that resort, but only as a last resort. Último recurso. And ya que estamos, vamos a mirar el verbo. I don't want anybody to resort to violence. No quiero que recurrís a la violencia. I don't want, so practice. Remember, guys, when we learn something like that, last resort, is there more? Yeah, because there, resort is a noun, but is it a verb? Most of the time it is. So I don't want to resort to calling names, no? Insultando uno al otro. All right, I see a few other people got it as well. Excellent. Ricardo says, as a last resource. Ricardo, I don't know. That one's, it sounds more natural. I don't know if it's wrong, but it sounds more natural as last resort. Frase hecha. And Ricardo says, by the way, morning all. Yeah. Let's see, Vero. Vero says, morning, beautiful people. What's up, beautiful Vero? Lovely Vero. She says, I just finished listening to this week's episode of FYI on entrepreneurship. Awesome. She says, it was really interesting, guys. Give it a listen whenever you can. And for those of you who aren't in my online community, stay tuned, because I'm going to tell you how everybody can have access to the bonus episode. Because remember, I put out 2 episodes a week, really. One episode that's available to everybody, and then a bonus exclusive episode. Oh, yeah. No doubt about it. Vero says, happy birthday, lovely Diana. Thank you, Vero. You're such a sweetheart. And thanks for recommending the episode. I interview well, it's not an interview. It's informal. It's conversational. Desenfadado, I think you say. And it's a great friend of mine, somebody I met just this past year in 2022. And his name is Fran Monja. And he and his brother started You Talk TV. They have so many followers on social media, and they deserve it. They're hard workers. They're two Spanish guys who proved you can learn English if you want to. And you can sound good, too. So I hope you guys enjoy the episode. We talk about how he started his business, his online business, tips, English tips, all kinds of interesting things. Kubla says, by the way, how do you call her, Diana or Diana? 9 times out of 10, Diana. Right? Just comes out naturally. Even when I'm talking to her friends, you know. Born to Iron Man says, many happy returns of the day, Diana. Thank you, thank you. Let's see. Leonardo says, coming from Kyle, the idiom should be, we would do it rolling our last dice. Interesting. I didn't know that one. I'm not saying it's incorrect. I didn't know it. So, but dice is 2. Remember that. Dice versus die. You want to die? Si yo te digo, you want to die? Te digo, ¿quieres un dado? ¿O quieres morir? So, we would do it rolling our last die. I mean, it makes sense. It's a roll of the dice. A roll of the dice is jugar con la suerte. My favorite, I got to be honest with you, my favorite expression with dice. So remember, die es morir, die es dado. Dice es dice en español y es dados. It's one of those irregular plurals. But who was it? Julius Caesar, when he crossed the Rubicon, I believe it was Julius. Help me out, Guy Williams. And he said, the die is cast. La suerte está echada. Literalmente en inglés, el dado se ha lanzado. Ooh, it rhymes. Anyway, if you want to learn these kind of idiomatic expressions, if you want to learn pronunciation things, common mistakes, make sure you're following all of us on social media. I'm sure you guys have seen Tosh Pascua's videos. Tosh can't speak. Tosh Pascua's videos. Ahí está. She started making them maybe about 2 weeks ago, about a week or 2 ago. And she's got tens of thousands of views. That's awesome. Tosh Pascua in the house. You guys can catch her every day on Back to Basics here on Vaughn Radio. It's on at 3 p.m., but if you can't tune in at 3, no worries whatsoever. You can catch it wherever you listen to podcasts. Let's see. A couple more comments coming in over here. Kubla says, AA resorted to 2 cups of Java to wake him up. Oh, yeah. You know it. Yeah, that's normal for me. It's not. I wouldn't. Yeah, ahí no lo usaría así. I usually have. That's normal. So to resort to is to do something I wouldn't normally do. So the context, I normally have 2 cups of coffee every day. And you know what I realized? I never realized this before until I started living in Europe. A lot of people say coffee, coffee. New Yorkers, we say coffee. So I'm going to say it how I would normally say it. Let's have a coffee, or let's have a coffee and let's have a talk. Okay? We can have a coffee, we can have a talk, and then we can go for a walk. The New York sound. Okay? You won't hear that in many other places, right? I didn't realize it until people said, can you say coffee again? I'm like, coffee. And Fitz is like, it's coffee. I'm like, don't tell a New Yorker that. We'll knock you out. I'm just joking. Coffee. Oh, man. If you haven't heard that episode, there's an episode of, I got to make a jingle. Ya va tocando. I got to make a jingle that says, there's an FYI episode on that. Well, because after 4 seasons, there are 120 episodes, 60 topics, right? 60? No, 60. 120, 60, yeah, 30, 120. No, excuse me, 120 episodes available to everybody. So 120 different topics that you can explore. Guys, we have to go to our first commercial break. I can't believe it myself. Time is just flying by today. Very special show because we're celebrating my wife's birthday. She is with us and she's ready to rock and roll too. We'll see you in the second part. So stick around. That's right, amigos. Welcome back. Welcome back to the show with no name on Vaughn Radio. Come on in, folks. Come on in. We've got so much to do. So much. And you guys know how this works. The show just flies by. It's incredible. A lot of times I'm like, what? We're in the second, we're in the third? Like, wow. So much to do, folks. Make sure you take notes. If you're like me and you don't remember things, take notes. Can never hurt. All right, amigos. Come on in. We've got so much to do in the second part of today's show, and I'm excited about our next section because I think this is going to probably be, prove me wrong, but I think this is probably going to be one of the toughest Say What sound bites ever. Say what? What? Yeah, folks, the Say What soundbite in the fucking house. Say What soundbite, it feels right every day, every night. Yeah. I told you we were going to be partying today. I don't care if I'm all stuffed up. Me da igual, it's my wife's birthday. Go, shorty. Go, 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 shorty. It's your birthday. We gon' party like it's your birthday. We gon' sip a Cardi like your birthday. And you know we don't give a fuck if that's your birthday. You'll find me in the club, bottle full of bub. Mama got the X if you're into taking drugs. I'm into having sex, I ain't into making love. So come give me a hug if you're into getting All right, folks. Oh, yeah. The Say What soundbite. Hey, I get motivated by the jingles here on the show. That means you guys should get motivated too. Get pumped. Get excited. Yeah, I'm so excited. And I just can't hide it. Yeah. And I'm so excited. And I just can't hide it. Yeah. I'm about to lose control and I think I like it. Yeah. You gotta have fun. The students and the teacher. If not, what the hell are we doing here? Yeah. I don't care if I'm under the weather. It's not my problem. I'm not on any medication, by the way. No he tomado nada. I promise. Yeah. All right, folks, let's give it. Unless you want me to keep rapping over here, but it's time for our Say What soundbite. Remember, as always, you're going to hear this 4 times, and I think most of you will need all 4 listens today. So everybody pay close attention and write down what you hear.
A couple years ago, my grandma playing bingo at the fair won her a spa package. But to be honest, I think they gave her the wrong package. She said that she was able to tolerate the Botox, but during the Brazilian wax, she farted and blinded the attendant.
So that's the kind of mood we're in over here today, okay, guys? We're in a goofy, funny mood over here, regardless, right? Regardless of how congested I may be, okay? All right, well, let me give it to you a second time, and then I can't wait to hear your observations. Here it is, the Say What soundbite for the second time.
A couple years ago, my grandma playing bingo at the fair won her a spa package. But to be honest, I think they gave her the wrong package. She said that she was able to tolerate the Botox, but during the Brazilian wax, she farted and blinded the attendant.
Oh, my Lord. Oh, my Lord. All right. Sounds like a comedy routine to me. Oh, wait, guys, remember how I told you that we had a message? We have 2 messages today in our inbox. So remember, if you guys want to send us a voice message, you can do it. Go over to wherever you record it. You can do it on your computer. You can do it on your phone, and then send the 1-minute voice message to my email, aalonso@grupovon.com. We look forward to hearing from you. Let's see who we're going to hear from. I'll play the 2 messages. Well, let's play one. I'll pause it, and then we'll play the second message. Let's see what we've got.
Hi, thanks for calling the show with no name. I can't get to the phone right now, so please leave a message after the tone.
Alberto, hello, guess where I am? Yes, beautiful Madrid. We are back in business. Cannot wait to get back on the radio on Monday. I can't believe it. It genuinely just feels like a dream. I'm so jet lagged. I have not slept for 36 hours, so this message might not make any sense, but all I know is that Monday, back, 12:30, test your English with Nacho. Can't blimmin' wait. I hope you're all really well. I hope, to be on your show soon and get to interact with all your amazing listeners. And I miss you all. And see you very soon.
All right, the lovely one and only Ximena Holiday leaving us a message on the show with no name voice message. That is awesome. Thank you, Ximena. And we are excited. Monday, she is back on the air, and I trust you guys will give her an extremely warm welcome. I mean, that's her jet lag. Oh, from jet lag, you can tell she's excited. She's giddy. What? Well, you know she's a giddy. No, I'm not saying giddy. I'm saying giddy. De hecho, cuando primero alguien me dijo, eres un giddy, I'm like, giddy? Mareado, atolondrado, frívolo. Giddy? Me? Okay, a little bit. You're right. But I didn't realize giddy is not the same as giddy. Giddy. Yeah, well, your R sounds like a D to us. Giddy? Giddy? That's not an R. Ni aquí, ni ahí, ni en China Popular, as my wife says. All right, so imagine when I was like, why do they use the adjective giddy all the time? Y luego no lo usaban como adjetivo, era sustantivo. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? What is going on in this country here? All right, amigos, that was Ximena Holiday. That is amazing news. That is magical news. Monday, right after this show, you've got Ximena back, baby. And she promised us she'd be back, and she kept her promise. All right, let's see. We've got another message over here. Let's see who else. It's great. I love that a lot of people are calling us and leaving us messages. Let's see.
Happy birthday to you.
Oh, yeah. Come on.
Happy birthday to you.
Yeah.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
Yeah. All right.
We love you.
We love you. All right. Well, that was a birthday greeting for my wife from my precious daughter and me. Well, I didn't do much singing. She did the singing. She did the vocals. No, si vamos a hablar como artistas. She did the vocals and I did the remix. There's Lara's birthday song. And guess what? That was the debut, because the next time there's a birthday, it's a great way to debut this, because we originally recorded it for my wife and she helped me. She worked on it with me. And we recorded it for my wife. And remember the other day I said, if anybody's having a birthday, well, then we're going to play it for you. But it just turns out, da la casualidad, that the first birthday that we celebrated with this new birthday jingle, because I can't do the 50 Cent one. Sony Music, they're not into it. They're like, no way, Jose, not gonna happen. So we had to be creative. So I'll play it for you again. But next time you have a birthday, get ready to get a little birthday greeting, a hip hop birthday greeting, a remix of the birthday song. Oh.
Happy birthday to you.
Turn it up.
Happy birthday to you.
What?
Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. We love you. We love you.
Wow, what a cool birthday greeting. Thanks to my daughter, Lara, for participating. And happy birthday, honey. Happy birthday to my wife. From your family and your extended family. All right, well, let's take a look over here, folks. We've got so much going on. I want to see what you guys had to say in the Say What soundbite. So let's go on over here to the comments section, our virtual classroom, and see what you guys had to say. The first person to participate is Monse. And Monse says, I think that was an old joke from a Southerner comedian. So you can say from a Southern comedian or a Southerner who's a comedian, but the two we don't mix. But great. Yeah, you're right. Spot on. Talking about how her grandma was on Botox, but she got the wrong package and she farted. And well, so that's interesting. Talking about how her grandma, so you think it's a woman? That's interesting. I'm just curious because you said how her grandma was on Botox. So if it's a man, it would be his. I don't know if it's a mistake or if you think it's a woman's voice. All right, well, let's see what else the other students had to say. But wonderful job, Monse, as always. Kubla says, it sounded like an American stand-up male comedian telling a joke about his grandma. He said she won a spa package, tolerated the Botox, but farted during the Brazilian watch and blinded the attendant. It's all good except for the watch part. Wrong word, but great observations, Kubla. All right, and that's after 2 listens, guys. Incredible job, really. Let's see over here. I'm trying to scroll through the comment. Oh, okay. Let's see if anybody else is. Somebody's ringing my doorbell downstairs, and they just don't seem to realize that you can ring it all fucking day. I'm not going to open it. So if you can hear me, I doubt they can, go away. It's not the right time. Okay, let's see. Lupe says, my birthday is next Sunday. Well, Lupe, this one's for you then.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
Lupe.
We love you. We love you.
All right, there you go, Lupe. There's your first birthday greeting. Let's see. Laura says, I heard an American comedian explaining how his grandma won herself a spa package at a fair, and that even though she was able to tolerate the Botox, she farted during the Brazilian wax, blinding the attendant. Laura, that's the word. So it's interesting. Watch. Kubla said watch, and Laura heard wax. Well, the correct one is wax, but still, we're going to see who's going to get this first. But wonderful job, everybody. Let's see. Oscar. Oscar says, hi, guys. Happy day to your wife. Thank you, Oscar. It sounds like an old guy in a talk show addressing an audience about an anecdote. Punto. Botox wasn't quite good to his grandmother. Happy weekend to you all. Great job, Oscar. Chris says he sounds like a comedian. I'd say he's American. Muy nativo ese, Chris. I'd say he's American. I could understand a few words. He was explaining a joke about someone who was playing bingo and something about a wrong package. Great, Chris. Wonderful. You got some key information. Oh, and she says, and I heard Brazilian and Botox as well. Let's see. Jennifer says, what a sweet voice your daughter has. Thank you. Thank you so much, Jennifer. She really harmonizes very, very well. It's incredible. Let's see. Jay Lima says, I heard an comedian. Nope. I heard a comedian describing his grandma's experience with a spa package that she won playing bingo. Absolutely. A funny thing happened because grandma farted during a Brazilian wax and blinded the attendant. Jay, wonderful. Excellent job. That one little mistake in there, but great. Let's see. Lupe says, thank you. She's so sweet. No. Thank you for letting us know. Right? Laura says, the sweetest birthday jingle ever. Bravo, Lara. Hey, don't forget about the producer, Laura. Come on. What am I, chopped liver? ¿Te gusta esa? Que soy el último mono. What am I, chopped liver? I'm just kidding. I don't want any recognition. Absolutely. So, Laura, get ready because you're going to hear it on your birthday as well. Nihad says, an American comedian is speaking about a grandma who won a spa package. But she said she can tolerate the Botox. In addition, he said during the Brazilian wax, She farted and blinded the attendant. All right. Let's see. We've got, Kubla, ladies and gentlemen. Kubla's like, I may have not gotten that word, wax, but once you told me, you unlocked the door. And ladies and gentlemen, Kubla. Impressive. Folks, it's time for today's Spelling Bee.
Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee.
Get up.
Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee.
Wow. All right, amigos. It is time for our Spelling Bee. This is perhaps the most challenging. Esto es mucho mejor que hardest or most difficult. Challenging suena bien, como acepto, ¿no? This is perhaps the most challenging section on the show. The Say What soundbite, because these are things you can't really Google. Well, you could Google the Say What soundbite if it's from a movie. Texto de película, Google can find that text, but you know what I'm saying. The hardest ones as far as English is concerned, where I really see who's ready to sweat. All right, it's time for round one. I'm going to fly through it as fast as I can for somebody who's all clogged up. Atascado. Yeah, my toilet isn't clogged, but my head is clogged up, right? My nostrils. The holes in your nose are called your nostrils. And I can't believe, guys, you want to talk about patience. There's somebody ringing the buzzer, telefonillo, we call the buzzer, downstairs non-stop. But what they don't understand is I am not going down there in the middle of a live show. So I applaud. Let's a nice round of applause for the patience. Really? Wow. What a patient person. My God, you have a lot more patience than I do. I would have rang once and I am Audi 5000. Me pido, vampiro. We say Audi 5000 because to be out of here, I'm Audi. Pero Audi es una marca de coche. I'm Audi 5000. Me pido, vampiro would be a similar translation. All right, here we go with today's Spelling Bee. The first words, these should be capitalized, the beginning letter of each word, okay? So they're proper nouns. The first one is M-A-R-E, space, space, T-R-A-N-Q-U-I-L-L-I-T-A-T-I-S. The second one is M-A-R-E, space, M-A-R-G-I-N-I-S. The third one is M-A-R-E, space, F-R-I-G-O-R-I-S. The fourth one is M-A-R-E, ¿veis un patrón? Space, C-O-G-N-I-T-U-M. The fifth one is M-A-R-E, space, O-R-I-E-N-T-A-L-E. And the sixth one is O-C-E-A-N-U-S, space, P-R-O-C-E-L-L-A-R-U-M. Oh, my God. Give me some time to breathe over here, will ya?
Initiating satellite scan.
Trying to give you guys a little clue. As you know, I like to give you a little audio clue whenever possible. All right, I'm going to give you guys another 30 seconds to a minute, and we'll see if you can figure it out. Going once. Going twice. Anybody? Sounds like space, right? Or some kind of spaceship. All right, well, let me give you these words again over here, and we'll see if anybody can get them. Going once. Going twice. Hang on. Let's see. Kubla coming in at the last minute over here. Let's see. All right. Let's see here. Kubla, you got this. First one is right. Looks right. Let's see. Yep. The first one's a long one, too. The second one is, it's weird. You've separated the second word there. All right. The third one is incorrect. So let's stop there. If we find two mistakes, one mistake, I guess we can overlook it, but two mistakes, we've got to go back to the drawing board. One of them is just a spacing thing, but I'm seeing another one that's a spelling mistake. So we've got to give it another shot. The good thing is you have two chances. Let's see. Born to Iron Man. The first word is correct. The second one is correct, but it's not capitalized, that second word. I'll let it slide if the rest are correct. ¿Qué te parece? Lo dejo escapar, eso, if the rest of the letters are all correct, okay? Let's see. So the second one is correct. The third one is correct. Let's see. The fourth one is correct. Ladies and gentlemen, unfreaking believable, except for one capital letter, which, as I said, we're going to let it slide because all the rest of the letters were correct. Unfriggin' believable. Unreal, dude. You are I'm telling you, man, I couldn't do it that fast myself. Excellent job. Kubla, great effort. The good thing is we've got a second round to fix those little mistakes that we found. All right. Is everybody ready? Here we go. I'm going to slow down. I'll be nice, okay? And porque me costaba tanto hacerlo tan rápido también. Okay, here we go. The first one is M-A-R-E space TRANQUULITATIS. And fellas, I'm surprised you got that first one right. I wouldn't have. The next one is M-A-R-E, mare. Vamos, todos estos, la segunda empieza con mare, como mar. And the second word there is M-A-R-G-I-N-I-S. The third one is mare, M-A-R-E, space F-R-I-G-O-R-I-S. The fourth one again starts with mare, mar, C, space C-O-G-N-I-T-U-M. The next one starts again with mare, C in Latin, space O-R-I-E-N-T-A-L-E. And the last one doesn't start with mare. It starts with O-C-E-A-N-U-S space P-R-O-C-E-L-L-A-R-U-M. Folks, I can't believe it. We've got to go to a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with tons more, so stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to the show with no name, exclusively on Vaughn Radio. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Welcome back, folks. Welcome back. We got so much to do. We were right in the middle of our spelling bee. Our winner, Born to Spelling Bee. Also, Lupe, Laura. Wow. On fire. It was a tough one today, guys. Really tough. So congrats. Congrats. All right, folks, come on in, come on in. We've got so much to do in this part of the show, the second half, the third part, whatever you want to call it. But let's kick off with words that sound the same on the show with no name.
Homophones, homophones on the show with no name. It's homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. Homophones on the show with no name. Cause homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name.
The show with no homophone. Show with no. That's right. That's right, amigos. It's homophones only on the show with no name. And the same way I said that the last section is one of the hardest ones, this is one of the easiest ones. It's 50-50 here, kids. Kids, amigos, friends. It's 50-50 here. So you can't, I was going to say you can't lose. Yes, you can. But try anyway. You can't go wrong. And if you were wrong, well, at least you learned something, right? That's the whole point. So, my amigos, as always, I'm going to give you 2 words. I want to know what these words are in English, and then I want to know if they sound exactly the same or not. Okay, so the first word is the word alma in Spanish. Supposedly, it's the immortal part of a being, right? Of a person, the immortal part. It's also referred to as the emotional side of somebody, right? If somebody they feel things, they have a alma. It's a kind of music as well. In fact, I was doing some Guy Williams. I was doing some of it before. What else? Yeah, I think there are many, many expressions that we can look at afterwards which contain this word. But we'll do that afterwards. The second word is the flat part of your foot. Well, if you have an arch or flat part of your foot, so you call it la planta. It's also the flat part or the bottom part of your shoe, la suela. It also means single or only, right? Único, exclusivo. It's also a kind of fish. Lenguado, you call it in Spanish. Lenguado. And I think those are some of the primary meanings, but that's kind of cool. Each word has a few different uses, and we're going to take a look at those in just a moment. What we need to do is listen to our Say What soundbite for the third time. Please write down what you hear, folks.
A couple years ago, my grandma playing bingo at the fair won her a spa package. But to be honest, I think they gave her the wrong package. She said that she was able to tolerate the Botox, but during the Brazilian wax, she farted and blinded the attendant.
All right, my amigos. There you go. It is time to take a look at this amazing section we call homophones, where, again, we learn more than just the sounds of words, but we learn some of the most common uses as well. Let's see what you guys had to say. The first person to participate is Kubla, and Kubla. Those are the correct words. And Kubla says they are homophones. Do you guys trust Kubla? I do. All right, well, let's see. Laura says the two words are and they sound alike. Okay. So wait a second now. You're telling me two of my super show with no namers are telling me these words sound the same. You want to bet against them? You want to be that person? Go for it. Let's see. Vero. Oh, there's another super show with no namer. And she says they're homophones to me. Born to Iron Man. Oh, wait a second. This is starting to turn into like, a unanimous decision among the pantheon of students here of super show with no namers. So Born to Iron Man agrees. Chris says they are not homophones. I'd say we asked who that brave person was. Iba a ser Alma, y no lo voy a decir porque todavía no toca. So who was that brave Alma who said, I don't think, I disagree with you guys. Chris, but I like it, Chris. You remember, you know me. I'm usually one who goes against the grain. If everybody's doing it, I don't want to do it. So I got that from my grandpa. He was very, you see everybody do the opposite. They're all nuts. I said, okay. As a little kid, I said, wow, all right. And when I looked around, I saw like crazy people. And I'm like, yeah, this guy's talking. Okay. Yeah, right. Okay. Don't be like them. Be yourself. Lupe says the words sound alike as well. So Chris is the only one who says they don't sound alike. Also, guys, I want a round of applause for Laura. All right, nice job. I think there's one little part missing in there, Laura, but excellent job. We'll take a look at it as always. In the fourth and final part, we'll solve it. All right, so let's solve our homophones. The first word is soul. The second word is soul. Do they sound the same? Soul. He sold his soul for the sole purpose of making music. He sold his soul for the sole purpose of making music. Absolutely. Kubla. Laura, Vero, Kubla, and company rocking it there. And Chris Valrol, now you know. But I still applaud you for going against the grain. You went with your convictions, your beliefs, and that's cool. But now you know they do sound the same. Let's take a look at the uses. So, man, you don't have a soul. No tienes alma. No eres buena persona. That emotional good part. So it's not just your soul goes to heaven when you die, or your soul goes to, but it's also, that side of you that cares, that feeling, that emotion. You put a lot of soul into something. Le pones mucha alma, mucho sentimiento. That's where soul music came from. When they sing, they put a lot of heart into it, a lot of soul. Y de hecho, la expresión to do something with your heart and soul es hacerlo con todo lo que tienes. To do something en cuerpo y alma. You say the same thing, no? Con toda el alma. With all my heart and soul, I prepare these classes and I give you guys these classes. And you guys put your soul into it, your heart and soul into it. All right? So soul. I'm scrolling down the page and there's so many idiomatic expressions. Excuse me. So here's one that's really interesting. If somebody says to you in the South of the United States, somebody says to you, oh, bless her soul or bless her heart, that means pobrecilla, no da para más. It doesn't mean que Dios le bendiga. So again, context is very, very important. What else? To be the life of the party, to be the life and soul. I normally say to be the life of the party, but some people say to be the life and soul of the party, to be the heart and soul of something. Es el meollo, la parte. Richard Vaughn is the heart and soul of Vaughn. So as you know, it's got so many meanings. And the second one doesn't have a soul meaning, único. And that's spelt sole, like the song. Oh, sole mio. Speaking of my grandfather, he used to sing that to me. Grandpa, Are you here with us right now? Your soul is here with us. I believe it. He just made me sing that. I don't believe in that kind of stuff too much, but so I didn't plan that. I just mentioned my grandfather, and then I just sang a song that he sang playing with words. Oh, sole mio. Well, we pronounce it soul, not sole. But in this song, obviously, you're singing Italian. Sta in fronte a te, oh sole mio. He used to sing that. He used to break out in the song in the middle of the day. We would be having our fettuccine Alfredo and or whatever, having some veal, vitello, maybe I think you call it, or I can't remember the words. I'm trying to think of all my Italian food words. I gotta brush up, Laura. I gotta brush up on my Italian before Sicily. Do they speak their own dialect down there? I guess, huh? Maybe I'm better off with English over there. All right, so soul. Okay, if you're not careful, you'll get a piece of glass in the sole of your foot. We don't say your foot sole. It's just the sole of your foot. And if you think about it, it's the same thing on the shoe. We just call them the same thing. So sole, S-O-L-E. Also, a flat fish. Did you have sole for dinner? ¿Qué? Si comí planta de pie. Ugh, man, yuck. This tastes like sole. It can be two different things, right? It tastes like the sole of a shoe. Or it tastes like sole lenguado. O si no lo ves escrito, sabe a alma. Oh my God, we really are playing with words. All right, also we need to finish up really quickly our spelling bee. If you guys, many of you participated, so wonderful job. Today we're going to the moon, baby. That's right. And it was because today in the year 1965, Project Ranger 8 probe launches on its mission to photograph the Mare Tranquillitatis region of the moon in preparation for the manned Apollo missions. So did you guys know that? They went up there and supposedly prepped the territory. Mare Tranquillitatis, in English we call it the Sea of Tranquility, by the way. And this would become the chosen site for the Apollo 11 lunar landings. The first one, I'm going to do my best here with the Latin, okay? But I know carpe diem and a few other things. Mare Tranquillitatis makes sense. It's going to sound like a Catholic mass ahora. Ahora va a sonar esto como una misa católica. Mare marginis. Okay, the margin makes sense. A lot of these, if you think about it. Mare frigoris, frigid. We don't say frigo, frigido, but we say frigid. Y se escribe igual, sin la O. Frigid. So mare frigoris. Mare cognitum. I always love that ending in Latin. Mare cognitum. The fifth one, mare orientale. And the sixth one, Oceanus Procellarum. Again, please excuse my Latin pronunciation. I wish I knew these words. And I wish, I do remember going with a student. This was at the Vaughan Residentials. The student worked at a big drug company, a pharmaceutical company. And they had to give a presentation in the residential courses. You have to give a presentation on your last night. Everybody, not the teachers, obviously. And you're judged. They give you some feedback. Okay, well, listen, you were a little bit nervous. Try not just with English, but how to, present something. But you have to present something you like. So he was a huge fan of stargazing, mirando las estrellas. And he had a telescope. And so he did his presentation. It was before dinner. It was the last day. We were there for a week. These are the Vaughan Residentials. Really, really great stuff. And what happened was he said, okay, guys, look, I'm going to show you some pictures of the moon that I took from my telescope. He goes, this is El Mar. He said, the Sea of Tranquility. This one is called Serendipity. This one is Y nos dijo los nombres. He did it all in English. And then he said, and then after dinner, since it's a clear night, and we're in the middle of nowhere, I'd like to take you all outside and buy you a round of drinks and show you what I was telling you. And I said, dude, I've seen hundreds of people present things, okay? In acting class, I've seen it, show and tell since we're kids. That was brilliant. That was absolutely brilliant. Sounded like something that came right out of a movie. Name that movie. That's right, amigos. It's Name That Movie only on the Show with No Name. And as always, amigos, this is the part where Chris Valrol kicks everybody's ass. No, I'm joking. This is the part where we learn English from a movie. Hopefully it's a movie you've seen. If not, it doesn't matter. You'll still learn English from it nonetheless. Also, a nice round of applause for Vero. Vero got the Say What soundbite as well. All right. Now, there's just one, I think there's one little thing that's missing there too, Vero, in yours. He says, the person says in there, to be honest, and I'm not seeing the to be honest. All right, well, either way, we're going to take a look at it. This is a really difficult one today, as always. Well, not as always. Some days it's easy. Some days it's harder. So I don't know why I said as always. Here is your trailer. A very rich and successful playboy amuses himself by stealing artwork, but may have met his match in a seductive detective. Whoa. So a very rich and successful playboy amuses himself by stealing artwork, but may have met his match in a seductive detective. So successful, fácil, rich, fácil, playboy is a player, un golfo. Se entretiene, he amuses himself by stealing, robando, artwork. But he may have met his match. Quizá haya conocido a su rival. To meet your match in a seductive detective, detective que seduce, seductora. All right, so similar word there, seductive. The only thing the pronunciation is not seductive, seductive. And ladies and gentlemen, a couple winners. The first one to get it, Kubla, followed by Chris. Nice job, guys. The movie is, and there's Vero too, The Thomas Crown Affair. ¿Cómo se llama? El asunto Tomás Corona? What do you call this in Spanish? I'm afraid to find out. The Thomas Crown Affair, a movie that came out in 1999. It stars Pierce Brosnan, Rene Russo, and Dennis Leary. Okay, and I remember when this movie came out, I don't remember seeing it because it wasn't my cup of tea, right? It wasn't my cup of tea, okay? So, the Thomas Crown Affair. El secreto, thank you, Vero. Decía el asunto, well, an affair is un asunto, right? It doesn't only have to be un asunto, but I mean also, I have to tend to my affairs. Tengo que atender a mis asuntos. I have to tend to my affairs. So, el secreto, that I guess it still makes sense. It's not such a bad translation. I've seen worse. Let's put it that way. You could also call it un coleccionador de arte cachondo. Now, what's the word they like? Chiflado. That's the word they love. Un coleccionista de arte chiflado. Como puedas. Okay, let's take a look at the scene. The psychiatrist, another way to say a psychiatrist, si te cuesta, is en jerga, a shrink, porque te encoge la cabeza. So a shrink. And the psychiatrist, the shrink, says, I want you to talk about women. Quiero que hables sobre las mujeres. And he waits a few moments. The stage direction, las indicaciones ponen, he waits for a few moments. Then the psychiatrist is, not getting a response, no reaction, and says, Mr. Crown, like, hello, Earth to Mr. Crown. Estamos hablando de la luna antes. Tierra a tal, Earth to, igual. Earth to Mr. Crown. And Thomas Crown says, I'm sorry. No lo pone en el guión, pero te lo explico aparte, okay? So the script then says, I'm sorry. And the psychiatrist says, women. You get to talk about women. Okay, tienes la oportunidad de hablar de mujeres. Habla. And Thomas Crown says, oh, I enjoy women. Disfruto de las mujeres. And the shrink says, enjoyment, disfrutación, no, sé que no es una palabra, disfrute, enjoyment, diversión, isn't intimacy. No significa, no equivale a la intimidad, right? So enjoyment isn't intimacy. Y ojo con estas palabras. El adjetivo intimate, no intimate, sino intimate. Dilo conmigo, por favor. Intimate. And the noun, intimacy. Okay? So enjoyment isn't intimacy. And Thomas Crown says, and intimacy isn't necessarily enjoyment. I hate when people do it. It's like, you want to just flip everything I say? I guess, okay. that's I get it. It's okay. So, and intimacy isn't necessarily enjoyment. I mean, it's true, but it's, it's one of these cliches. And the shrink says, how would you know? ¿Cómo sabrías eso tú? Has it occurred to you that you have a problem with trust? Or as we say, you have trust issues? Cuando alguien tiene temas, problemas, you have issues, daddy issues. Tu padre no te dio tanta atención como necesitabas, whatever, right? They're called issues, mommy issues. So he says, you have a problem with trust, or you could say very naturally an issue with trust or trust issues. And then Thomas Crown says, smirking, una sonrisa falseada de estas ingreídas, smirk. And he says, I trust myself implicitly. I trust, me fío de mí mismo, implícitamente, I think you said. And the shrink answers, but can other people trust you? Se pueden fiar de ti los demás? And Thomas goes, oh, you mean society at large? And this is a good one to know. At large, en general, por completo. Let's see. At large. Me acuerdo lo haber visto. En general, okay? As a whole, in general. So at large. So it could be a good double trouble in the future. So do you think, he says, oh, you mean society at large, en general? And the psychiatrist says, I mean women, Mr. Crown. And obviously what's happening here is Thomas Crown is dodging the question. Está evitando la pregunta. He doesn't want to answer it. I mean women, Mr. Crown. And Thomas Crown says, yes, a woman could trust me. And the shrink says, good. Under what extraordinary circumstances would you allow that to happen? ¿En qué circunstancias extraordinarias dejarías que eso pasara? And Thomas Crown says, a woman could trust me as long as, y por favor escribe esto, siempre que, as long as. Así, ahí lo tienes. Write a list. I'll do it as long as you help me. I'll go as long as you get the tickets. I'll pay for this as long as you, siempre que. Okay, a woman could trust me as long as her interests didn't run too contrary to my own. And the psychiatrist says, and society? And she says, if its interests should run counter to your own? ¿Y si los intereses de la sociedad van en contra de los tuyos? And Thomas Crown smiles. Okay. Now, this is an interesting one over here because Esther Cañada, you guys know Esther Cañada. I'm sure every Spaniard knows who she is. This was her debut. Yeah, that's right. Her debut. Chris says, it's a nice movie. I know it got a lot of praise, muchísimos elogios, but I haven't seen it. Oh, and because Pierce Bronson was under contract to play James Bond, he had a stipulation in his contract that he could not wear a tuxedo. You say un smoking. He could not wear a tuxedo in any non-James Bond movies. There's a nice little trivia question for you. Folks, I can't believe it. We have to go to our third commercial break. We'll be right back with the fourth and final part of today's show with no name. So stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to the show with no name on Vaughn Radio. All right, amigos, don't forget, today after this show is the last repeat, repetición, of Test Your English, because on Monday, Ximena will be back. But don't forget, the rest of the afternoon, there are no repeats. All fresh content here on Vaughn Radio. Make sure you download our free app, and you can listen to Vaughn Radio wherever, whenever. We're meant to learn together. I'll be here and you'll be there. And that's the deal, my dear. Whatever, whatever. All right, folks. Don't forget, too, you've got our amiga Alexa from Amazon. You can learn English with her. All you got to do is say the magic words, Alexa, quiero aprender chino. All right, not chino. Replace it with the language you want to learn. Oh. All right, amigos. All right. So much to do here. So let's go right into it with today's Double Trouble.
Double trouble, baby. Yeah, you know what time it is.
Give it up.
Double trouble.
Yeah.
I said double trouble. Double trouble.
Yeah.
I said double trouble.
That's right, folks. It's Double Trouble, a translation with a twist. And what is that twist? You have to use the same word twice. Here we go. El tío con el coche azul vive en un barrio obrero. El tío o tipo con el coche azul vive en un barrio obrero. All right? There you go, folks. I think it's relatively easy. We'll see how you guys do. Also, let me give you the Say What soundbite. This is the fourth and final listen. Please write down whatever you can.
A couple years ago, my grandma, playing bingo at the fair, won her a spa package. But to be honest, I think they gave her the wrong package. She said that she was able to tolerate the Botox, but during the Brazilian wax, she farted and blinded the attendant.
All right, amigos. There you go. That was your fourth and final listen. A few of you have already figured that out, but we'll find out where the accent is from. We'll find out who it is and all that jazz y todo eso. All right, let's take a look over here, folks. We've got to solve our double trouble. As I said, I think it was relatively easy, and I see a few people have participated already. So that proves that it was on the easier side. I'm not saying it was easy, but it's on the easier side of things, right? Some days it's just like, oh no, me pasado. I went too far. I overdid it. Dos formas de decir, me pasé tres pueblos. All right, or I got carried away. But today I see some participation. Let's see. The first person to take a stab at it is our super student, Laura. And Laura says, El tío con el coche azul vive en un barrio obrero. In English is the guy with the blue car lives in a blue collar neighborhood. Absolutely. You got it. The guy with the blue car lives in a blue collar neighborhood. And I think I said this word yesterday, quite possibly. And if you think about it, if you wear overalls or some kind of uniform like this, usually it's not white, unless maybe nurses, but usually white means white collar. Okay, collar es el cuello de la camiseta. White collar means corporativo. Okay, so I think the example we talked about was white collar crime, crimen corporativo. Blue collar. So again, there are words that can be replaced, and it makes sense if you think about it. El mono es azul, right? That they wear here, right? Those overalls. All right. So great job, Laura. The guy with the blue car lives in a blue collar neighborhood. Let's see if anybody said it any differently. If not, great job. Kubla, guy lives in a blue. Great, just like Laura. The only thing is, guys, I got to give it to Leo. I'm just kidding, but I'm not. Well, you guys put neighborhood in British English, man. Come on, British English? All right, I'll let it slide. I'm just kidding. Neighborhood en inglés británico es como color. Lleva una U de más. En inglés americano no lleva esa U extra. But they're all right. Laura was the first one. Kubla we got. We got Leo as well. Born to Iron Man also says, oh my God, Leo, Remington Steele. What memories. You aren't a spring chicken, aren't you? You doble negación ahí. So you are no spring chicken, are you? Right? Si hacemos question tags. Lupe also got it as well. Nice. job. Excellent job. Oh, and Monse says in the hood. Monse. En el barrio. Yeah, there you go. El tío con el coche azul viven en un barrio obrero. The guy with the blue car lives in a blue-collar neighborhood or a blue-collar hood. All right. Well, folks, I've got so much more up ahead for you, but wonderful job to Laura and company. All right, time for You're Joking.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, what did the guy say when he walked into the bar? Ouch. Ouch. You get it? Ouch. He walked into the bar.
You're joking. That's right, folks. That's right. You're joking only on the show with no name. And here's where I tell you the greatest joke you've ever heard in your freaking life. Okay, no, not really. These are really bad, really corny jokes, como decimos. But hopefully you'll be able to get the double entendre, the double meaning. We love to use off French. The double entendre, the double meaning here in these jokes. The first one, let's see if you get it. Why don't you hear psychiatrists when they go to the bathroom? Primero vamos a pronunciarlo. Psychiatrists. Woo. Or shrinks, como hemos dicho antes. Why don't you hear psychiatrists when they go to the bathroom? Oh, easy. The P is silent. No. Why don't you hear psychiatrists when they go to the bathroom? The P is silent. The P is silent. No. The P is silent. La P es muda. Right? We've looked at silent letters before. We say muda. We don't say mute. We say silent. Right? So the P is silent. P también es orina. Right? Pis, piss, P. So the P is silent. El pis es silencioso. La P es muda. All right. Okay, let me give you another one. I got another one lined up for you here. Hopefully you'll get this amazing joke. All right. I told my psychiatrist that I was dreaming I was a deck of cards. Yeah, they say you got to analyze your dreams, and they don't always mean what you think they mean. They shouldn't always be analyzed literally, your dreams. That's what they say. I don't know. I'm not an expert in anything. Absolutely anything. No, I don't consider myself an expert in anything. I just keep getting better at everything that I like to get better at, and the rest, I wish I had time for. Okay. So, yeah, but I talk to my shrink from time to time, I open up. Sincerarse is to open up, So I told my shrink that I was dreaming a lot about decks of cards, unas barajas de cartas. And well, he told me that it was something we should deal with. Oh, no. No, I didn't. He told me it was something we should deal with. No. Okay. All right. So to deal with something is lidiar is the word you use, I believe. Tengo que lidiar con esto. Like I said yesterday, we all have emotions. If you don't get angry, you're not human. You don't get sad. It's how you deal with that shit. It's not the reactions. It's not the emotions. It's the reactions to those emotions which define your character, I believe, right? So he said it's something we should deal with. Deberíamos lidiar con ello, right? O tratarlo, as Born to Iron Man says, tratar o lidiar con ello. But also to deal is repartir las cartas, a deck of cards. So if you're a dealer, croupier, a dealer in Las Vegas, you deal the cards. If you didn't know that, it means you didn't listen to the Las Vegas episode of FYI. I talked about this word dealer. It's also used as concesionario. A car dealer or a dealership is the place, and the car dealer is the salesperson. So you'll see that word, a drug dealer, un camello. Okay, let's make a deal. Let's do a deal. Ambos funcionan, by the way. Okay, cuando yo era joven era siempre make a deal, pero ahora se usan ambas. I remember because it was a game show, un programa de estos de juego en la tele, and it was called Let's Make a Deal. And you would make a deal with somebody. So you get it? He said it's something we should deal with. Oh, and be careful. It's an irregular verb. So every day I deal with my problems. Yesterday I dealt issues. Es más suave. Every day I deal with my issues. Yesterday I dealt with my issues. And lately I've dealt. Ojo, porque aunque se escribe D-E-A-L-T, imagínate la segunda y tercera columna sin la A. Y así no digas dealt, porque no es dealt, it's dealt, dealt, dealt. Okay, amigos? All right, what was Humpty Dumpty? Why was Humpty Dumpty referred to a psychiatrist? Yeah, Humpty Dumpty's friends were a little bit worried about him. He kept falling off the wall. Cayéndose. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again. My daughter and I sing that one all the time. So why was Humpty Dumpty referred to a psychiatrist? Well, they said that he had cracked up. Are you cracking up? There's another meaning. All right, so there's 3 meanings of crack up? Is that what I just said? Yeah, that's what I just said. So why was Humpty Dumpty referred to a psychiatrist? A, he had cracked up. Okay, now that could mean, as I just said, you guys, your reaction to my jokes, te partes el culo de risa. Que de hecho, si queremos decir me parto contigo, diríamos you crack me up, o sea, el sujeto eres tú. You guys crack me up, right? So, he had cracked up. Okay, Kubla's given us 2 meanings. There's a third meaning as well, which is the important one, to get the joke. To crack up is to go crazy. Man, I'm cracking up here. I'm going nuts. Again, you're going to know from the context which one it is. But to crack up in English means literally romperse en trocitos. To crack, agrietarse. And that's what happened to Humpty Dumpty. He cracked up, se partió de risa, which doesn't really make sense here in this one, because if you're laughing, you don't have to go to a psychiatrist. But if you crack up, se te va la pinta, you would have to go to a psychiatrist. So there we go, guys. We learned a triple trouble over there in our joke section. I think that's worth celebrating in today's famous birthday trivia.
Birthdays for you. Birthdays for me. Birthdays for everyone on the show with no name. Oi, oi, oi. Birthdays for him. Birthdays for her. Birthdays for everyone on the show with no name.
That's right, amigos. It's famous birthdays only on the show with no name. And let's see if you guys know who our amigos are who are celebrating a birthday. If you know me, then you know I've already given you some clues along the way. Let's take a look. The first person was born in 1954. She's an American actress and model. She started out in the 70s. She was on the cover of Vogue, Cosmopolitan. I mean, this is huge here. And then she starred in a major film, and this was her film debut, called Major League de Baseball with Charlie Sheen. And that made her huge. After that, everybody knew her name. She became a household name, and she was in Lethal Weapon 3, In the Line of Fire in 1993, Outbreak in 1995, Get Shorty in 1995 as well, with John Travolta and Danny DeVito. Lethal Weapon 4 in 1998. The Thomas Crown Affair in 1999. Wait, the Thomas Crown Affair. That was today's Name That Movie. Yep. So, yeah, that's her. Number 2. This guy was an American singer-songwriter. So was means he no longer is. Ya no está. He passed in 2006. But this guy had so many famous songs in the United Kingdom, in the United States as well. 4 of his songs were in the top 10. You might know some of them. I love this song. I didn't know the singer's name, but I love the song. What a town without pity can do. Na, 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 na. I don't know the lyrics, but it's a beautiful song. A town without pity. Un pueblo sin piedad. Also, the man who shot Liberty Valance 24 hours from Tulsa, Oklahoma. I'm going to be strong. It hurts to be in love. And somebody's gotten a hold of my heart. Alguien me tiene agarrado. Ahí del corazón. And yeah, so many. I could go on forever here. He was also nominated for a song, The Town Without Pity, for the movie, The Town Without Pity, but he lost to Moon River. So that was a good year for songs at the Oscars. And last but not least, this is an American comedian. Okay, an American comedian that was born in 1963. His real name, is Daniel Lawrence Whitney, but nobody calls him that. Okay, nobody calls him that at all. They call him something else. So I'll take his real name. Everybody knows his stage name. I maybe if you're a big fan, you know his real name. But he's a comedian who gets a laugh for doing the redneck jokes, los chistes así de paleto. And he's from Pawnee City, Nebraska. Pawnee City, Nebraska. And that's our famous birthday boy over there. And ladies and gentlemen, we've got a winner. It's Kubla. Number 1, Diana, my wife. Number 2, Renee Russo. Number 3, Gene Pitney. And number 3, Larry the Cable Guy. Directamente le llamamos Larry the Cable Guy. And that's going to bring us over to our Say What soundbite. This was Larry the Cable Guy on stage telling a joke. And if you want to really get that redneck accent, man, you got to follow him because you're going to catch it little by little. You're going to catch it. I'm going to tell you. You'll probably catch something else, too. Maybe some herpes or something. I'm just joking. So he goes, a couple of years ago, my grandma, hace unos años mi abuela, a couple of years ago, my grandma playing bingo at the fair, in la feria local, won her a spa package. And we would normally say won, but won herself a spa package, right? She won herself a spa package. And this was the hardest part. And Kubla, I think you got this one. To be honest, he says to be honest so fast. It's incredible. To be honest, I think they gave her the wrong package. Yo creo que se equivocaron del pack de spa. She said she was able to tolerate the Botox. Dijo que podía aguantar el Botox. But during the Brazilian wax, pero durante el Brasiliano, this is where they remove your crotch hair, she farted and blinded the attendant. And there you go, folks. Larry the Cable Guy, lovingly talking about his grandma's Brazilian wax.
A couple years ago, my grandma, playing bingo at the fair, won her a spa package. But to be honest, I think they gave her the wrong package. She said that she was able to tolerate the Botox, but during the Brazilian wax, she farted and blinded the attendant.
Hi, hello, Alberto. I think the song is... No? Sorry, bye.
Name that lyric, name that show with no name. Sing a lyric only on the show with no name. The show with no name. The show with no name. It's Name That Lyric only on the show with no name.
That's right, amigos. It's Name That Lyric only. Whew. Here's me running out of air. Sorry. Hey, I got through, guys. I got through the show. I got through the week, and you all know what condition I've been in. So thank you for bearing with me, por vuestra paciencia conmigo esta semana, because as you can hear, I'm still congested. I feel fine, but it's kind of hard because if you work in front of a computer and you don't have to talk, fine. If I just have to write scripts, I'm fine. But since my job requires talking and breathing and, being in front of a microphone that catches every little sound, well, you probably heard a little more phlegm than you would have liked this week. But as I said, the other option was canceling the show, calling off the show, and that's my last resort. Hey, we're going right back to our pop quiz where we started. Mi último recurso. Guys, thank you so much for doing a great job, for bringing the magic. You guys are awesome. Seriously. Thank you for all the birthday love as well for my wife. I'm sure when she watches this, she's really going to appreciate it as well. And remember, Monday, Ximena Holiday is back. One of your favorite teachers will be back here on Vaughn Radio. I hope you are as excited as she is. Stay tuned. Keep it here on Vaughn Radio all afternoon because you're going to have amazing programs all day long. And we'll wrap up the day with our buddy Kyle Miller from Drive Time. So thank you, everybody. And let me give you the song, just because this way we can go through it faster. It's Gene Pitney, our birthday boy, Gene Pitney. And the song is A Town Without Pity. And it's a beautiful song. If you're not familiar with it, it's Town Without Pity by Gene Pitney, our birthday boy, one of our birthday boys. And you can take a look at the lyrics. We'll look at them together and then we'll sing it together. So the song goes, when you're young and so in love as we are. Pero bueno, la música tiene reglas especiales. And bewildered. Bewildered is amazed. Bewildered by the world we see. Wow. Why do people get a soul? ¿Por qué a la gente se les da un alma? We looked at that word before, and we looked at it, the fact that it wasn't the soul meaning. All right, I'll stop. So why do people get a soul? Only those in love would know what a town without pity can do. Oh, yeah. Sing it with me. Town without pity can do.
When you're young and so in love as we,
You boom, boom, boom,
and
boom, boom,
bewildered by
boom,
the
boom, boom,
world
boom,
we
boom,
see.
boom,
Why
boom,
do
boom,
people
boom,
get a soul? Only those in love know what a